So my name is Will Small. I've been with Ardian for almost 15 years. I started in our New York office and I was based there for a number of years before opening our office in San Francisco. In 2015, I was based there for 6, and then more recently in London, helping expand our presence there for 2 years before finally relocating back to New York. And I'm on the management committee for our Secondaries and Primaries business, and also very involved with the launch of our Ardian Access series of funds. I think, firstly, I was always interested in finance, and I happened to be graduating from university at a time when it was just following the financial crisis. And so the traditional idea of joining an investment banking program appealed to me, certainly from a training, but it always seemed more appealing to be a part of something that was growing. And Ardian at the time was rapidly expanding in private markets. In private equity, I love the people element of our business. Unlike in the public markets, in secondaries, we sit as both a LP, meaning an investor in funds, but also as a GP, the manager of a secondary fund. And so I think you get a really good, broad understanding of the industry. I think moving out to San Francisco to open our office there was a very key milestone for me back in 2015. I remember at the time, like a lot of people at that age, I was seriously considering going to business school. I loved what I was doing, but I was also curious by other things. And that was a great opportunity for Ardian to expand its presence on the West Coast. We've been building our client base there, having the benefits associated with being a part of a larger platform and all of the resources and infrastructure that are associated with that, but also operate in a smaller setting with the ability to be entrepreneurial and build relationships and build teams. And I was fortunate enough to be given that opportunity. It was a really formative period of time for me. And so the best way of staying in touch with the market and developing insights is to look at what we own. And we've been very systematic and deliberate since operating in this industry beginning in 1999 to organize that information, and increasingly with the power of technology and now artificial intelligence, leverage that information to develop insights. It's number one, a large market. It matters in terms of dollar volumes. It matters in terms of the overall liquidity provided to the private equity market. And last year, for example, the secondary market facilitated about a third of all buyout-backed liquidity. But on a percentage basis, it's still small. It's less than 2% of the aggregate primary markets. And so we think there's ample room for growth via more capital coming in on the buy side to address the opportunity set. Secondaries used to be a strategy in and of itself, and increasingly today, you need to have a sub-strategy within secondaries to really define and to differentiate your platform. For Ardian, that's always been a very consistent strategy. We operate on the largest end of the market, so typically transactions that are at least above $1 billion, increasingly above $2 billion in size as the market has grown. We buy what we know, so usually we're an investor in 90% of the GPs that we're buying exposure to. We focus on best-in-class, high-quality assets, and we do so with a very data-driven, bottoms-up underwriting approach via a large team of over 100 people. I would advise them to be curious, to follow their interests, to always ask questions, but also to go where the opportunity is. I think it's important to have an organization that encourages you to think independently, that encourages and rewards their best people with good opportunities, and that, I think, leads to optimal career outcomes.